I'm over at the community garden in my little garlic patch. And as you can see, the leaves are starting to dry all off. So today I am going to dig up a few of them and just see how big they are. I will probably leave them in, depending on their sizes, but I wanted to dig a couple of them up. I watered well last night, so I think I should be able to pull. Nope, I'm gonna have to get the shovel. Let's have a closer look at it. It's a beauty. Now the second and third one that I picked up, that I dug up, were even bigger than the first one. The roots were just massive. I'm just so excited about this year's garlic harvest. Now I'm going to dig up all the rest of these and I'm going to let them dry for a few days. I'll end up trimming off a lot of those roots, and then I'll trim off on the stalk, about an inch or two high. Well, I harvested 80 cloves, or bulbs, not cloves, because each one has cloves in it. The largest one was almost about 3 inches across. So I'll show that with alongside the smallest one. And I'll measure them to make sure I'm not just guesstimating. But I have a whole tub full of garlic. The aroma is spectacular. And let's go over to my yard and see those ones we grew in the wintertime. These are the garlic that I planted this winter, and I did a video about that. If you didn't have time to plant in the fall, could you plant them in the winter? And as you can see, they have their scapes now, so I'm going to cut all those scapes off. Where my ones I planted in the fall, I cut the scapes off, 2-3 weeks ago. So they were much farther ahead, and that's why I could harvest them today. But look at the damage from grasshoppers over here, where over at the community garden there's no grasshoppers, or very few anyway. And it's unusual for grasshoppers to eat garlic or onions, any of the allium family, but they have had some damage on them. But the plants look healthy. I'm gonna finish cutting all of these scapes off, and I would guess in probably about 3 weeks, this garlic will be ready to harvest too. And then we can really compare on size, circumference, weight. But I'm excited that sometimes you can plant in the wintertime. Here's some garlic that's around a pear tree, and I am going to cut all these scapes off so that garlic gets bigger. Now these are not garlics, but they're leeks, but I never take them out of the ground because I love the bulb that it makes. And so it's just in part of my garden. And they're really close together. They just send shoots up each year, but I just love those purple flowers. And when they get a little bit bigger, the bees will just be thick as thieves on there. But all of this section are those leeks. They've probably been growing like this for 5 years, and I just never harvest the leeks. I just want the flowers of them. So the garlics are all on the table drying. The largest one was 2 3/4 inch across, and the circumference of it was 8 1/4 inches around. So that's big garlic, especially when it's just regular garlic, not elephant garlic. So these will dry for about 2 or 3 days. I'll cover them if I have to water or it rains, and then I will be cutting the roots and the stalk.